take some time now to settle the body, prepare for our yoga practice, sitting in a comfortable, steady position with the eyes and mouth lightly closed. The spine is straight, head and neck are aligned with the spine, shoulders are back and down, are relaxed, opening up the chest and the heart space. Hands are on the knees in a mudra of your choice. Take a few moments now just to observe the natural breath and observe how, on the inhalation, the chest expands and the abdomen expands. And on the exhalation, the abdomen subsides and the chest subsides. And now take a long, deep inhalation, a full yogic breath in. When you exhale, release all the events of the day. Disconnect yourself from the day. And now take another long, deep inhalation. This time, when you exhale, release all the conversations, interactions you've had today, in whatever form they've taken. Just let them all go. And one more time, another long, deep inhalation. This time, when you exhale, release all thoughts of obligation, of anything you need to do outside of this class, and just allow yourself to be right here, right now. There's nothing else you need to do in this present moment, just to be here. Returning now to the natural breath. And bring the awareness now to the heart space. And in this space, visualize a steady candle flame and observe how the candle flame, its glow, reaches every part of the body, every part of the spirit, every part of the mind, illuminating everywhere. And with this visualization in mind, we'll now chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to begin our practice. And I'll chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to our traditions and to each other. Thank you. Breathing in for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinadvatitamastu Mavit Vishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Okay, so now come into a comfortable position. You can either sit in Vajrasan or with the legs out in front of the body in Parambik Sthiti. And first of all, if you are sitting in Parambik Sthiti with the legs out in front of the body, just take a few moments to just sit in the practice. You can do that with Vajrasan as well, but just take a few moments with the eyes closed. And we'll begin with the upper body. So let's begin with, we'll do some wrist rotation. So placing the thumb on the palms and gently wrapping the fingers around the thumbs so that you make a loose fist and just moving the fist from the wrist joint in a clockwise direction. Complete 5 rounds very slowly. Inhaling on the upward movement, exhaling on the downward movement, and placing the awareness in the wrist joint. And then when you've completed 5 rounds in one direction, go back into the other direction. Observing the movement in the wrist joint. And also its impact of the muscles up the forearms as well. And then once you finish your final round, just rest the arms on the legs. We'll move up further now to shoulders. So bringing the fingertips, the right fingertips to the right shoulder, left fingertips to the left shoulder for shoulder rotations. Elbows together in front of the body. Inhale, bringing the elbows up, back, exhaling on the downward movement, bringing the elbows in front of the body again. Full shoulder rotation, 5 rounds in each direction, placing the awareness in the shoulder sockets and just observing the release of muscles, particularly in the tops of the shoulders and in the shoulder blades with this practice. You may like to close the eyes just to withdraw the senses. After you've finished your final round, place the hands back on to the legs and just be still for a few moments, just observing the effects of the practice. We'll now move up further to the neck joint. So with this practice, we will be doing neck rotations, but just check your posture to make sure that the head and neck are aligned and the spine is straight. And go very gently with this practice, particularly on the first few rounds, just to really feel out your range of movement. The movement should be very smooth and subtle, and even as well. So we'll begin by inhaling, and then when you exhale, bring the chin to the chest and bring the right ear towards the right shoulder, not lifting the shoulders in any way, keeping the shoulders still, bringing the head back now towards the back of the body as far as is comfortable for you. And then inhaling, bringing the left ear to the left shoulder, exhaling, bringing the chin to the chest again. This is 1 round. Complete 5 rounds in total in each direction. Really trying to coordinate the breath with the movement to bring about that body breath mind connection. And after your final round, just come back to stillness Again, observing the effects of the practice so far, of all of the practices on the upper body. We'll do some work now on the lower, some asanas on the lower body. So if you are in Vajrasana, come back into Parambik Sthiti, bringing the legs out in front of the body. So we'll begin with ankle rotations. So from the ankle joints, you'll just move the feet first in a clockwise direction. So bringing the feet down towards the floor and then bringing the feet around to the right, pulling them back and then over to the left. So inhaling on the upward movement, exhaling on the downward movement, 5 rounds in each direction. After your final round, come back to stillness. And then we'll move further up the leg. So we'll do a knee rotation. So bringing the foot flat to the floor in front of the buttocks, almost hugging under the leg, like so that the bottom half of the leg is off the floor. And then we're just going to move the lower half of the leg in a clockwise direction. So, and we'll do this 5 times in each direction. Again, inhaling on the upward movement, exhaling on the downward movement, and placing the awareness in the knee joint. And then after this one, we're going to do another practice on the right leg. When you've completed your 5 rounds, then bring the foot back to the floor, bring the knee out to the side, place the right foot on top of the left thigh, placing the hand on the foot, and then the left hand on the foot, the right hand on the knee for hip rotation. So inhaling and then guiding the knee around in a circular movement, opening up the hip. And you can take the foot off the thigh as you do this. 5 rounds in each direction. When you've completed your 5th round in both directions, bringing the knee up and then placing the foot flat on the floor and then guiding the foot along the floor so that your legs are straight again. And just come back to the base position just for a few moments and just observe the difference between left and right. And then when you're ready, we'll begin with knee rotations on the left leg. 5 rounds in each direction, and then moving into hip rotations again on the left leg, also 5 rounds. After you finish your round in your own time, come back to the base position and observe all the practices so far and their effects on the body and on the mind. Observe where your mind is at right now. We'll now do a spinal twist. So bring the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Now you can either keep the left leg out straight, like so, or you can wrap the left leg around behind near the right buttock, checking that your spine is straight. In the crook of the left elbow, grab the right knee with the right arm, put it around behind the buttocks, and then gently look over the right shoulder, twisting very gently and holding, breathing in the practice, of course. And now come out of the practice, and we'll do the same on the left side, bringing the left foot to the outside of the right knee, keeping the right leg straight, or bringing the right foot around the buttocks. In the crook of the right elbow, placing the left knee, left arm behind the buttocks, twisting the spine, gazing over the left shoulder. And then coming out of the practice in your own time, legs out in front of the body again. We'll do one more asana for this class, and then we'll move into pranayama. So our final asana will be Tatali Asana, that butterfly posture. So bringing the soles of the feet in front of the buttocks and then together, allowing the knees to fall towards the floor. Spine is straight, hands are around the feet, allowing the knees and the hips to open. Inhale, bringing the knees up towards the arms. Exhale, allowing the knees to fall towards the floor. Complete 10 rounds of this practice, moving very slowly and observing the opening of the hips even further with each round of the practice. After your final practice, come back to base position again for a few moments, just observing. And then when it's right for you, come into a comfortable sitting position for pranayama. And for pranayama, we will first focus on the natural breath. Are you okay? Just focusing on the natural breath first, observing the breath as it moves through the nostrils into the abdomen and the chest, and then from the chest and the abdomen again out through the nostrils. Just the natural spontaneous breath. And then we'll move into now Nadi Shodhana. So first finger and middle finger at the eyebrow center, covering the right nostril with the thumb first, inhaling through the left nostril to the eyebrow center, covering the left nostril with the fourth finger, ring finger, and then uncovering the right nostril, exhaling out of the right nostril. Inhaling through the right nostril, covering the right, uncovering the left, and then exhaling from the left. So it's in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. Now you can either use the natural breath for this, or if you have your own count, please do that. If you hold after the inhalation and the exhalation, feel free to do that, but don't do it so much that you're gasping for air. But if this is a normal practice for you, please feel free to do that practice. And we'll do this for a couple of minutes. On the next exhalation from the left nostril, release the hand and then breathe through both nostrils to the eyebrow center. And now release the practice and move very slowly and mindfully into Shavasana to prepare for Yoga Nidra. If you need any coverings to keep you warm, please get those now. The body temperature will drop through this deep relaxation practice. If you need a cushion to support the knees and lower back, please feel free. The aim is to just be as warm and comfortable as you can be. So you don't need to move throughout the practice, but not too comfortable so that you fall asleep. It's best to be awake and aware if you can throughout the practice. So lying on the floor in Shavasana with the legs hip width apart, all tensions released from the legs and the feet. So the feet are flopping to the sides. The arms are a little bit away from the body with the palms facing the sky. There's balance between the right and the left side, head and neck are aligned. You may even like to tuck in your chin a little just to check for this alignment. Eyes and mouth are lightly closed. Take a long deep inhalation now, and on the exhalation, consciously release the body into the floor. And take another long deep inhalation now. And this time, when you exhale, release any remaining tension in the body, particularly in the face. Release any tension in the jaw, any expression, any tension or tightness behind the eyes. Just release it all now with the exhalation. And then bring the awareness back to the natural breath. Become aware now of sound. Listen for sounds that are far off in the distance. And don't try and name them, but just observe them and move your awareness from one sound to the next once you hear it. Bring the sound awareness a little closer now to sounds just outside the room where you are. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. Bring the sound awareness even closer still to the sounds inside the room where you are. Now bring the sound awareness to the sounds inside the body, first focusing on the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. And now move the sound and the sensation to focus on the natural breath. So observing both the sound of the natural breath and also the movement and the feeling it creates in the body. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa. If you have one, mentally repeat it 3 times now. We'll now rotate the awareness around the body. So listen to my instructions, and when I say the name of a body part, place your awareness there and visualize that part. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, ankle, and heel. Sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the back of the body with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. And moving now around to the face, beginning with the forehead, the temples, the eyebrows, and the eyebrow center, the eyes, the ears, the cheeks, the nose, the lips, the jaw, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together, the whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. Release the awareness of the body rotation now and instead move it to the natural breath, just observing the rise and the fall of the navel as it responds to the natural breath, also observing how subtle the natural breath has become. We'll now add a visualization to the natural breath, visualizing that you are breathing in from the soles of the feet right up through to the top of the head. And when you're inhaling healing golden light right up through the soles of the feet to the top of the head. And then on the exhalation, you are releasing anything that you need to let go of. And you will release it from the top of the head right out, down through the body, out through the soles of the feet. And that can be anything you need to let go of. It could be a thought that you continue to ruminate on. It could be pain. It could be worry. It could even be something that's happened in the past that you can't let go of, but know you need to. Let it go on the exhalation. And if the mind wanders, remember to use the breath just like an anchor to bring it back to this practice. Release the breath visualization now, and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body is feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels hot like it's lying on the hot sand on a sweltering summer's day. The body's feeling hotter and hotter like it's lying on the hot sand on a sweltering summer's day. Release the feeling of heat now. Replace it now with a feeling of coldness. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels so cold. It feels like it's outside in the freezing cold on a winter's evening. You can feel the frost in the air and the sting of the cold on your skin. It makes your eyes water. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's outside on a frosty winter's evening. Release the feeling of cold now and instead replace it with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. Body feels like it's made out of lead. It's so heavy you can feel its pressure against the floor. You can feel as though it may even fall through the floor, it's so heavy. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. It feels like it's made out of lead and it's pressing against the floor. Release this feeling of heaviness now, replacing it now with a feeling of lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels so light, it feels like it's barely even touching the floor. It feels so light, it feels like it may even float away like a cloud at any moment. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. It's barely touching the floor. Release all of these sensations now. Allow the body to come back to its normal state. And instead now come to the space of the mind, the space behind the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize, or create the following objects and images. You are in a quiet room just before sunrise. The room is warm, still, and safe. Soft golden light begins to enter through a high window. The floor beneath you is smooth timber. The air carries the gentle scent of cotton, wood, and dried herbs. In the center of the room is a large wooden loom. It is strong, it is old, and it is beautiful. The wood of the loom is polished by time and touch. On the loom is a piece of fabric that's being woven. As you move closer, you realize this fabric actually represents your life. There are threads of many colors. Some are bright, some are soft, some are dark, some are rough, some are smooth. Each thread has a place. Every thread belongs. There are threads of joy, threads of love, threads of grief, and threads of fear. But there are also threads of courage. There are threads from times when you felt strong, and there are threads from times when you felt broken. All still, all of them are woven into one whole fabric. Nothing is wasted, nothing is rejected, nothing is outside the pattern of your healing. And now you notice one part of the fabric that looks less tangled, a place where the threads are tight. There's a place that has been pulled too hard. You don't need to know what it represents. You don't need to name it. You simply recognize the feeling. A place inside you that's been holding for a long time. Beside the loom is a small basket of golden thread. You take one thread in your hands. It feels warm, soft, and strong. This is a healing thread, a thread of compassion, a thread of forgiveness, a thread of deep understanding. Very gently, you guide this golden thread through the tangled place in the tapestry, over, under, through, and again, over, under, and through. There is no force and no rushing, no need to make anything disappear. The golden thread does not erase what happened, it honors it, it holds it, it softens it. The tight place in the tapestry begins to loosen, the fabric begins to breathe. What once looked damaged now begins to shimmer quietly, not because it has been hidden, because it has been met with tenderness. You continue to weave this golden thread through the fabric of your life. It moves through old pain and leaves softness, through fear and leaves steadiness, through grief and leaves love, through shame and leaves understanding, through exhaustion and leaves rest. And through loneliness, it leaves connection. The healing thread knows where to go. It moves with patience and wisdom, and it moves in its own time. Now the fabric slowly lifts from the loom. It becomes a soft cloak, warm, gentle, and beautiful. It moves towards you and wraps around your shoulders. You feel its weight across your back, its warmth across your heart, and its softness around your body. You are wrapped in the whole story of yourself, not only the easy parts or the beautiful parts or the parts that others praise, all of you, the tired parts, the brave parts, the wounded parts, the hopeful parts, the parts still healing, the parts already whole. They're all included, all held, and all belong. You place one hand over the heart. Feel the warmth beneath your palm. A quiet golden light begins to glow from within the heart space. This light carries a simple message. You don't need to reject any part of yourself to heal. You don't need to be perfect to be whole. And you don't need to erase the past to become free. Every part of you can be held with compassion, and every part of you can return home. And keeping this feeling alive now around you and in the heart space, it's time to come back to the mat in the room where you are, feeling wrapped in love and understanding. Call to mind your Sankalpa and mentally repeat it 3 times now. And allow the breath to deepen in the body just slightly, observing the movement it creates when you do this. Checking in with your body and your mind now, observing how you feel compared to when this practice began. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Begin to remember the details of the room where you are. Remember the color of the floor and your coverings. Remember the time of day. And begin to hear the world around you and hear the sounds connected to that world. Begin to move the fingers and toes ever so gently and slightly, allowing yourself to gently externalize and move and stretch in a way that's right for you. Might like to bring the knees to the chest to release the back, or move the head from side to side gently. Raise the arms above the head for full body stretch. Whatever you need right now, please do that. And when it's right for you, roll on the right side for a few moments, taking your own time. And then again, when you're ready, keeping the eyes closed or downcast, come up to a comfortable sitting position, trying to maintain this peaceful state you've created. And bringing the awareness now to the heart space. And at this space, visualize a steady candle flame and the light from that flame extending to every part of the body, mind, and spirit. And with this illumination in mind, we'll now chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude our practice. Breathing in, Om, Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.